Hi, I'm Geoff.
Hi, I'm Regina.
And welcome to our Fireside chat. Tonight we want to discuss with you a beautiful place that we just visited, Ellavoya State Park in New Hampshire. We headed there after we had been in Austin, Pennsylvania at Austin Campground. And it was a very long day. We had to travel through the dangerous mountains of Vermont. And when we just missed getting to check in a day early at Ellavoya State Park, so we ended up at a place called Meredith Woods, which is the sister campground to Clearwater Lake, I believe, in New Hampshire. It's about 15 miles from Ellavoya State Park, but it's right near Lake Winnipesaukee as well.
It's in Meredith, New Hampshire, which has a cute little downtown on the lake. So, yes, sorry,
Hence
go ahead.
the Meredith Woods.
Yes.
But the campground was beautiful and the staff there was great. There were lots of trees and boulders and the sites were huge and it was really nice. And then we went to Ellavoya the next morning, and it is also a nice campground, but kind of,
Plain. It's just plain.
Yeah, it's a big kind of open area. There's not trees or landscaping between the sites or anything like that, but you are right on Lake Winnipesaukee. And there's also right down on the property, there's a beach, so that in the summertime it would be a great place to hang out. We were there a little bit after season. We're in there in October to see kind of the peak foliage of the area, and also for Regina to attend one of her good friends' weddings nearby. And so what we focused on was not really water activities and that sort of thing, but really hiking and seeing the area and seeing the foliage and things like that, which was amazing. It was absolutely gorgeous there. So we really fell in love with New England, New Hampshire, and a couple of things that we did were hikes around the area. We visited Mount Major, which is not far from Ellavoya State Park, maybe like 5 miles or
maybe
something
if that,
like that down
but
the
it's
road.
a have to.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that the kids just really enjoyed, going to the top of the mountain. It's a very steep and rugged kind of trail. There's 3 trails, I think, that you can take up to the top. A couple of them loop around and connect. But the kids really loved it. It was magical, and we're going to show you some pictures overlying these videos that we're doing, this video that we're doing right here. But it was a favorite of the kids, especially Sawyer, who loved hiking up the trail, and we went back another day and he was disappointed that we weren't going all the way up to the top.
But footnote, sorry to interrupt, Sawyer has been our one that when we go on hikes likes to stomp, and I don't want to go on a hike.
No. I don't want to go on a stupid hike.
Yes, I wasn't going to say that, but yes, that's exactly what he does. So the fact that I just think it turned a corner for him with hiking. I really do. I think he maybe saw a little bit more fun and beauty in it. It was not an easy hike for kids, I don't think, or for small children.
It was a very adventurous hike, though.
Yes.
And when you get up to the top, there's a beautiful overlook of Lake Winnipesaukee. There's also I think it's Old Man's Home or something like that. There's like a structure that was there, a stone structure where some hermit used to live, and somebody had taken a little figure. We'll try to show you a picture in this video of this potato head guy that they had left in that stone structure, which was pretty hilarious. And the kids that really was something that stuck with the kids. There was also the mist rolled in. So we had gotten to one point at the top of the hill, and you could see a great view of Lake Winnipesaukee and the great fall foliage and stuff. But by the time we got to the very top of the hill, there was mist had rolled in, and it was almost like
Almost felt like snow.
Yeah, it wasn't really rainy, but it was that heavy mist. If you've grown up and you've hiked at the top of mountains and stuff like that, that's just basically the condensation from the clouds rolling through. That was kind of pretty cool, and the kids enjoyed that, and we hiked around and stuff, and then came back down another path that we thought was probably the easier way down, and it was parts of it were just like straight downhill with practically had cliffs and stuff like that. And then Charlotte fell asleep as I was holding her, so she was on my shoulders, and she fell asleep with her. I could tell her head was on my shoulders, and she was sleeping, so I had to kind of carry her down the hill. But it was a beautiful hike. We really loved Mount Major. And then the weekend that Regina was going to her friend's wedding, the kids and I went and hiked Mount Molly, which is also on it's actually not on Lake Winnipesaukee. It's on one of the neighboring lakes. And it was also a beautiful hike, a little bit easier for families, kind of hard to find. There's only like 4 parking spots at the trailhead, and there was nobody on the trail. Unlike Mount Major, there was literally a mile of cars parked prior to the entrance and then after the entrance as you go down the road the weekends that we were there. It was incredibly busy, but it was still really enjoyable because once you get on the trail and the people disperse, it was very nice.
Yeah, because we took the blue trail up, and then I think we took the orange trail down.
Yeah.
I believe, yes.
Yeah, and
there's a longer one. You could take a yellow one.
Yeah, there was another trail that goes through the...
Like by a creek.
Yeah, it's the gorge or
I
river.
don't know what it's called. It's like a river.
Yeah, it goes around
creek.
The bottom, I think, and then ascends after on the other side. And that was also very pretty. We walked part of that one evening, but not the rest. And that's when Sawyer was disappointed that we weren't going to the top. But it was already sunset, so we would have been stranded up there for the evening. So that wouldn't have been good.
No, not good.
So Lake Winnipesaukee is absolutely gorgeous. There was a cute little town nearby where we went in and we had ice cream and dinner a couple of times. And the name of the place was?
Sawyer's.
Our sweet Sawyer. He loved the place. We actually got a shirt that said Sawyer's on it. They closed the last weekend that we were there. But they made their own ice cream and they had great, burgers and
chicken tenders and fries.
Oh yeah. So there was some great food there, and that was just a couple miles from us. Across the street was this great little trading post that had some really cool New Hampshire gifts, sweatshirts, hats, stickers, local stuff that was made, and that was a great place.
Behind Sawyer's was Beans and Greens.
Oh, yeah.
The farmer's market, Beans and Greens. So Sawyer's and Beans and Greens and this country store is all located in Gilford, New Hampshire. So that's the name of the little town that's right outside Ellavoya State Park. And funny story, we're trying not to make this video 20 minutes long, but this was a really hot spot for our family. I would just highly recommend it any time of year. But funny story, so we want to go to an orchard. We want to pick apples because Grace has horrible allergies to... Grace is dancing in the background trying to distract us, by the way. Wish I had a video of that. But Grace is allergic to regular apples. They make her throat itchy. And so, but if they're fresh picked from an orchard, she's fine. So we were like, let's find some apples we can pick. It's also the time of season to get apple cider donuts, or the time of year, the proper season, the time of year to do all of those fall-esque things. And so I found two great orchards we could go to, right? One was in Meredith it was only like, 25 minutes away, 30 minutes away. Okay. It was great. It was cute. It was adorable. Great local things there, a little bit overpriced, but it was a great place to walk around. We didn't really, I don't think we purchased anything there. Maybe a couple of small items, but it was a cute place. I honestly don't remember the name.
Yeah,
whoopie pie.
I'm sorry.
That's what it was. It was a whoopie pie that we got there.
And honestly, the locals that were in the shop at that time were a little bit snobby, kind of. It's weird how you get different experiences with people depending on where you are, and even just a few miles from where we were staying, the people, I don't mean to be mean, but were different than the area right near where we were staying. They were a little snobby in the place that we went at this. What she's talking about.
Yeah, at this.
Rude to the kids. It's like the kids weren't welcome there, and they didn't really have any tolerance for that.
But that was the only time we came across that. The whole time. So it was, that was the only time. But
so Meredith, get your act together. Come on.
No, it was beautiful. Meredith is beautiful. Don't listen. So, but then we went to another orchard to actually go pick apples. So one was picking pumpkins, one was picking apples.
Were they open, Regina?
No.
Oh, they weren't.
They weren't. But I checked the website. Not once, but twice. Closed.
And that was like what? It was about 30 minutes from the other place that we had.
But it was closer to our campground. It was it was close to our campground. So then we ended up at the place called Beans and Greens. I always want to say it backwards.
And where did we hear of that place?
That was the place that Geoff had recommended right off the bat. And I said, no. It's probably just a little store. I want like an experience. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, it was an experience. It was beautiful.
The best
one. It was
a
great little farmer's market type experience. And then in the back, they had like some live pigs and chickens and
a cow,
goats, a cow, a corn maze across the street. They had hot fresh
cider donuts.
Cider donuts.
Which is why we went to the first place.
Yeah.
And we got there and they closed 5 minutes early on us. And so we didn't even get the hot
cider.
fresh donuts.
Yeah.
I was bummed.
But we did it at this place.
We got it at this place.
It was right behind Sawyer's.
So it was
so it was
5
like 3
minutes.
miles. Yeah, 3 miles from where we were staying. It was a great place. No, we really enjoyed it.
I loved it.
There was no hard feelings because we were exploring the area. We were seeing new things.
Yes.
So that was great.
But it was funny, and I felt horrible that I should have just listened to my husband and negated, I guess, my research that did not turn out well.
Yeah. A couple of other great experiences and a funny story, and then we will let you go.
Maybe. I have something I do want to add at the end.
Yeah. So one evening, we were walking by, we were in the camper, and I was looking at Charlotte. She was in the bathroom, and she had a little rubber ducky. And she had put some water in the sink, and she was playing with the rubber ducky in the sink. And so a few minutes later, I don't even remember. It was like, you walked by and you're like, why is there water on the floor? Well, she had turned the water back on and it was overflowing over the sink, onto the floor, into the drawers of our bathroom, into the kitchen. It was a giant mess. And it was actually pretty funny because she had just filled up the thing and she was playing with the little rubber duckies in the sink and without a care in the world.
I think she was also bathing a doll or something.
Yeah.
I think she was so happy, it was just happy as can be. But if you know anything about RVs and water on the inside, they don't go together very well.
Yeah.
You should avoid that at all cost.
Thank God we were able to clean it up quickly, and she jumped into the bathroom and did all the drawers and stuff like that, and I did the kitchen and the hallway and stuff, and it was fine. It was no problem. That's not the first of these type of experiences that we've had, but it was pretty funny. It was hard to be mad at Charlotte because it was precious.
I'm so sorry. Is what she
Yeah,
said.
she said, "I'm so sorry, Daddy. I'm so sorry." Another highlight, aside from Mount Major and Mount Molly, where we had hiked, and the lobster rolls and just the beautiful scenery, was one day Regina was like, "Oh, should we drive over to Maine and see, go to the coast and see some lighthouses?" It was only an hour and a half from our place to Portland. I don't even think it was an hour and a half, right about there. And so one morning we drove out to Portland and we visited several lighthouses along the coast of Maine, and it was an absolutely awesome day. It was, in a previous video we mentioned that Kinzu Bridge was one of my highlights, and then probably Hocking Hills State Park was another highlight, and then visiting the Maine lighthouses was. Those three things are probably my favorite parts of the journey so far. It was awesome. Just the weather was beautiful. It was a perfect day. We saw three.
I mean, the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Go watch our reels on Instagram.
Well,
IGTV videos.
IGT videos, yes. But it was gorgeous. I mean, the sea was beautiful. What was the one that we went to where we got the family pictures? It was
that had the park. That was the Portland Headlight.
Portland Headlight, yeah. If you get a chance to visit there, if you're in the Portland area, it is really, really cool. It's like, I'd mentioned in Kinzu Bridge, it just really brings your imagination. You really feel like the fisherman's seaside village sort of thing. And the lighthouse is beautiful, and you can go right up. There's some great photo opportunities, and the sea is beautiful and clear right there. And there's some cool structures around the area from World War II, like bunkers and different things like that, which are you can kind of go in some of them and kind of peek into some others. But very cool day. So,
Grace, some of them were creepy. The one at Twin Lights State Park, she thought was very creepy, and it was.
Yeah.
But it was just magical. Portland Headlight is just magical. I don't know. I can't even really describe it. The first one we went to was Nubble. That was the first lighthouse we went to.
Yes, Nubble was really cool.
And Nubble's across an inlet, so you don't get to get up close and personal to Nubble, but just the crashing of the waves and being out there on the rocks, the kids absolutely had a ball.
And we were total risk takers there because we had our Buccaneers flag and we were out on the rocks among all these probably Patriots fans.
Yes.
We had our Bucks flag up, taking pictures of us in our Buccaneers shirts and our flag with the lighthouse in the background. But the people were actually pretty cool about it because they all love Tom Brady too. Who can't,
Yeah, that's right.
So.
That's right. So can I tell my little
Yeah.
Okay, so when you mentioned we pulled into Meredith Woods on that night, I have two big, I don't know if fears is the proper word, but I have two things that being a full-time RV family that I'm constantly a little bit on edge about when we travel. One is getting on a road that we are too tall to go under bridges. Check. That happened. And the other is backing into a space, backing in, not pulling through at nighttime, where you really aren't fully aware of your surroundings. Guess what happened that day? That's right. Both of them.
Yeah.
Not one, but both of them. So we did well, though. I think it probably was his best back end.
Yeah.
Was in the dark.
Yeah.
You didn't have so much to be concerned about.
Well, part of it was because we had a good space across the street, so you had some room to navigate a little bit. And then the second one was that the spaces were so big, you would have really had to screw it up to like run into a tree or something. But I have the best navigator in the whole world right here.
I tried.
And she helped bring me in to safety. Yeah, I actually would have loved to stay at that place for a little bit longer. It was so nice.
Yes, and they stayed open. The girl who was working there that night stayed open late for us because we told her our arrival time was 8:05. But if you've ever driven on New Hampshire roads, not on the interstate, you know that one, you have to go the speed limit, and two, it takes you a long time to go 1 mile. So we got there around 8:19, I think it was, and she stayed open for us and got us checked in, and she was just really sweet and kind to do that. And so we were able to stay there that night, and we really didn't want to leave the next day. But Ellavoya State Park served its purpose for what we needed, and it was beautiful to wake up and see the lake, especially when all the other RVs moved after the weekend, so we could really see the lake.
Yeah, there were other trails that we visited and stuff like that were right near like a mile from our campground that you could go up and you can see the views of the lake, and it was a little less strenuous hike than Mount Major or Mount Molly. So we just had a great time hiking around. The kids loved hiking, and I think we should just keep talking because we're almost at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
now,
but our intro might make us go to 20.
Yeah.
So, but I would say highly, highly recommend New Hampshire. Highly recommend New Hampshire and Maine. Hopefully we'll get more opportunity, maybe sometime the end of next year. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
We definitely want to go back to New England and spend time in New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and just explore that area because it was pretty awesome.
Yes, so it's great during any seasons, even during the snow season. Lots of outdoor things to do.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I used to go up with the youth group that I worked with, and we would go skiing a week after Christmas at Stowe, Vermont, and it was like 70 degrees below zero at the top of the mountain with the wind chill. But yeah, beautiful place. So there's skiing, there's water stuff, there's hiking, there's everything.
Yes, it would be like the perfect place for our family.
Yeah. So we just need somebody to give us a gift of property there. And
that'd be awesome. So anyways, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for our next adventures.
Yeah.
So long.